In this lesson, we're going to look at recurring decimals and how they can be converted to fractions. First, we shall understand what a recurring decimal is. A recurring decimal is a number that keeps repeating forever after a decimal point, and we write such numbers using a dot over the recurring number or numbers. Instead of a dot, we can as well use a dash. For example, 0.33333 is a recurring decimal because this number 3 can continue indefinitely. So we could write this as 0.3 and put a dot, meaning the 3 is recurring. Or we could use a bar. This one still means the 3 is recurring. We have another number like 1.757575 and so on. This is also recurring decimal, and we can as well write it using dots. 1.75, we shall put a dot on 7 and 5, or we could just say 1.75 and put a bar. In this first example I've given you, you can see that it's only 3 that's recurring, so it's one number that's repeating. And in this second example, there are 2 numbers, 7 and 5, that are repeating. Let's look at how to convert decimals to fractions, and we start with the first example. Convert 0.6666 recurring to a fraction. Now we can see that this is a recurring decimal with only one recurring number, 6. In order to convert this decimal to a fraction, we start by letting it to be any letter of our choice. So let x equal to 0.6666 and so on. Then we need to look for a multiple of 10, a number that we can multiply to move this decimal point to come just after the first recurring number. And that is obviously moves one decimal place, so we shall multiply by 10. 10x will be, this moves up to here, that's 6.666 recurring. And now we can subtract the 2. We shall get 10x, which is 6.666 recurring, minus x, which is 0.666 recurring. And when we subtract those 2, we get 9x, which is equal to 0.6. And 9x is equal to 6 minus 0, 6. Then these will go away. That means 9x is equal to 6 out of 9, and x is equal to 6 out of 9, which is the same as 2 out of 3. When we reduce by 3, 2 by 3, 3. So if you go to your calculator and press 2 divide by 3, you would get 0.66666. Let's look at the next example. Convert 0.35555 recurring to a fraction. Now we can see that this one has one recurring number, which is 5, but it comes after a non-recurring number, 3. So we need to be careful when we're converting this to a fraction. We shall not do like we've done in example 1. We shall change a bit, but still we shall begin by letting our decimal to be any letter of our choice. Then we're going to multiply by 10 so that this decimal point comes just after this non-recurring number is equal to 3.555 and so on. Still, now we shall do like we've done here. We want to get a number that we can multiply so that it can bring this decimal point just after the first recurring number, which is 5. So it has to come 1, 2. It has to move 2 decimal places. That means we shall multiply with 100, which is 35.555 recurring. Now in this case, we're going to get this minus this. We can't get this minus this because what we shall get, we still have a decimal point and numbers after a decimal point. So we're going to get 100n is equal to 35.555 recurring, then minus 10n. We're using this so that we overcome the problem of this first non-recurring number. 3.555, we subtract 100 minus 10 is 90n, which is equal to 32. So 90n is equal to 32. Divide by 90. Divide by 90. Our n will be 32 over 90, which can reduce by 2 to 16 out of 45. You can always check your answer with the calculator to see if it takes you back to the original decimal. Let's look at the third example. Convert 0.256 to a fraction. This bar above tells us that all these three numbers are recurring. So just like we did in the previous examples, we shall start by letting our z to be 0.256256 recurring. So we have to look at this and see that there are three recurring numbers. So we need to get a number that when we multiply by z brings this decimal point just after the first set of recurring numbers here. And that is 1, 2, 3. That means we multiply with 1000 or by 1000. 1000 z will be 256.256 recurring. And then we're going to subtract these two. 1000 z is equal to 256.256 recurring minus z, which is 0.256 also recurring. This is 999z is equal to 256. That means 999z equal to 256 out of 999. Our z will be 256 out of 999. And if you go to your calculator and you check this, it will give you back this. Let's look at the last example. Convert 2.34 recurring to a fraction. Now here we can see that this is recurring also because there are dots on top of these two numbers. So we have two numbers, 3 and 4, that are recurring. We shall start by still letting something like any letter y to be 2.3434 recurring. We need to multiply with a number that brings this decimal point to come just after the first set of recurring numbers, which is here 1, 2, multiplied by 100y, which will be 1, 2, 234.3434 recurring. So we're going to get these two and we subtract them. 100y is equal to 234.3434 recurring. Then y is equal to 2.3434 recurring. When we subtract 100 minus y, 100y minus y is 99y is equal to this minus this is 232. All these other ones cancel. Now we get 99y, which is equal to 232 out of 99. Out of 99, our y is 232 out of 99, which we can write in mixed fractions. This is improper, as 2 whole numbers, 34 out of 99. And that's all about recurring decimals and how they can be converted to fractions.